My name is Bobby Jordan. I'm the Director of Vulnerability Assessments with SafeHaven Security Group. So a vulnerability assessment is a systematic approach to identifying risk factors for your place of business. What we do is we start on the outside of your business and we identify sidewalks and pathways and where they lead to and how they're lit, what type of camera systems and surveillance systems do you have in place, do your magnetic locks work appropriately. And once we've taken a look at those things, we work our way to the inside. And not only do we try to identify risks in common areas, door, access controls, elevators, stairwells, and that sort of thing, but we're also looking and talking to your employees to see if they know what their procedures are in the event of an emergency. And then we take a look at what your practices are, what's documented, what procedures you have in place. Those are all part of a vulnerability assessment or a SEPTID assessment. So what the process would look like would be that you would contact us and we would send you a proposal and you would agree to that. And then we would set a date. We want to have your employees and your leadership staff in place so that we can, talk to them and visit with them and ask questions about policies and procedures. So what typically that looks like is that, the night before we meet with the client, we do a penetration test, and we don't force our way into anything, but we try to make entry into your place, your vehicles, anything that's left open on the parking lot. We test your magnetic locks on your doors. We test all of your combination locks using common numbers that we're all familiar with. Then we present that information to you the following day. These are the things that we found. They'll be documented in our comprehensive report that we'll provide to you. Whenever we do one of these, the second day in is usually the day that we meet with management, and we tour your facilities. We make notes of all the different doorways and hallways and camera locations and exits and entry points and all your access control information. And then we try to identify for you different places that would be safe rooms. And then we provide you a list of the things that you need to keep in those safe rooms in the event that there is an emergency. So it's very comprehensive, the report that you receive. And you can use that, and we prioritize it for you so that you can use that as a checklist. It usually takes us about 2 weeks to complete the report, and we will go through that systematically. These are the things that you need to address. We provide you with people that perform these functions, specialists in these different areas. We're a one-stop shop. We can provide all the necessary information for you. We had a recent phone call from St. Louis, Missouri area, and a company had a downtown location. It was like a brewery type place, and they had 2 different locations, actually 3 buildings in 2 different locations. And they said, hey, we're applying for a federal grant, and one of the requirements to be eligible for the grant is to have had a SEPTID or vulnerability assessment done. What I've learned from that phone call is, in doing some research, is that there's about 3 or 4 different federal programs, mainly Homeland Security and COPS grants, that are SEPTID and vulnerability assessments are becoming more and more known and a requirement to be eligible to receive those grants. And then there are, from what I understand, with different insurance companies, you may be eligible for an insurance break, a cost break.